6060973. This is LBC. I'm Clive Bull.
This is LBC.
Pubs closed. The barber's closed. Restaurants closed. But just imagine if the pharmacies were closed. For good. Right now, many of England's pharmacies are running at a loss. And it's only getting worse. At Manoeuvre, one of the largest UK pharmacy membership groups, we're championing and saying thank you to local pharmacies. Save our pharmacies and let's keep them here for good.
At Lloyds Bank, we know that money is a concern for a lot of people during this time.
You just put pressure on yourself all the time. You just want to do your absolute best.
You automatically then think,
It's my fault.
yeah, this is because I've not
Done X, Y, Z.
yeah, I've not raised the right.
Whatever's playing on your mind at the moment, Lloyds Bank, in partnership with Mental Health UK, can offer you support and advice. Visit lloydsbank.com/mentalhealth.
If you're living with cancer, you haven't just got cancer. You've got questions. Questions about your finances. Questions about your family. Questions about your feelings. And that's why Macmillan has a support line. If you've got a question about cancer, any question at all, we're here to help. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, 7 days a week. Search Macmillan Support Line.
Macmillan Cancer Support. Whatever cancer throws your way, we're right there with you.
The law around organ donation in England has changed to allow more people to pass on more organs to save more lives. Unless you choose to opt out or in an excluded group, all adults will be considered as a possible organ donor when they die. Organ donation remains your choice. Whatever you decide, please register your decision and ensure you tell your friends and family. To find out more, or for the choice to opt out, visit organdonation.nhs.uk.
Clive Bull on LBC.
LBC, I'm Clive Bull. We're talking about the protests happening in London and in Bristol and the pulling down of the statue of Edward Colston, dumping it in the river. 0345 6060973. Nikita in Kensington. Hello, Nikita.
Hi, yeah, I'm trying to start a uni student, and we've been listening to LBC quite a lot during lockdown. And we're just kind of shocked at how underexposed people are to racism in this country. We're both baby students as well. But we understand that while it's a privilege for white people to educate themselves on racism, we don't have the privilege of going into, of being taken as we are, as face value. As soon as we're racialized by society, we have to have our guards up. We have to understand that we're no longer seen as a white person. And I think it's quite shocking that a lot of people haven't seen the statue of the white person. Thank God that the investigations are just sustained and destroying everything that they are. It causes terrible things to other people. It just doesn't seem, I can't understand why people have such a problem with it. They're wondering why.
Well, I must say, I'm surprised it was still up, to be honest.
Exactly, and it seems like there are petitions and things. I don't understand why that wouldn't be made a priority, obviously not during the coronavirus, but I just can't understand. I can't reason with people that say it shouldn't have been taken down. If the argument was the way it was taken down was inappropriate, at the end of the day, the greater good has been done, that we're no longer celebrating, we no longer give space. Yeah, Bristol's now definitely a better place and a place that's more representative of what Britain should want to be like in the future.
Well, I mean, it's symbolic, isn't it? Really, it's not as though it would change anything. I mean, I think most people walking past it in Bristol probably wouldn't even know anything about it.
Exactly.
They will now, of course.
Exactly, but I think it's important that people that probably do know about it, most likely probably black people and the people that were affected by the man who is in the statue probably now feel so much better that they're not walking around and feeling like this history. People want to glorify the history that is the killing of its people.
And what about the fact that it is criminal damage?
I mean, I understand that, but I think at this point we're past. We kind of have to break some of the rules of the institution that has been oppressing black people for so long. But I think we have to kind of forgive things that, at the end of the day, like I said, the statue is gone. It's doing something greater for society.
Nikita, thank you very much. Let's go to Stephanie in St Albans. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm all right. What would you like to say?
I think I'm completely the other side of the spectrum. I'm mixed
Oh, okay.
race.
Yeah.
I don't agree with them pulling down the statue at all. I think that's criminal damage. I think that the minute you start to act in a way that's criminal, you've lost the argument. If you want to see change, then be the change from within. If you want to see change, become a teacher, become a lawyer, join the police force, and be the change from within. You can't go around just pulling stuff down because you don't like the look of it. You know, I know his past is on the slave trade. I get that, but do it the right way, not criminally.
The trouble is the right way wasn't working.
Pardon?
The trouble is the right way wasn't working, was it? It's been there for 150 years. The council is still having debates and discussions, and it's...
They know what it's about, and they know what he was about. If you take it away, excuse the pun, you're whitewashing history. You can't eradicate history.
Yeah,
You can educate
it is symbolic though, isn't it? To effectively, you are saying we're celebrating somebody who made all this money off the back of people in the slave trade.
I get that, but then my argument is, I went to Poland in December and I visited Auschwitz, the Red concentration camp, and it changed me. So let's get rid of those as well then. Because there are symbols of Jewish people, Polish people, gay people, gypsies being oppressed and
Yeah, and there were celebrations, and the thing about the statue was it was a celebration, it was a commemoration. Lots of things have been named after him because he was regarded as a benefactor and with little knowledge of how he had benefited in the first place. I'm not denying, of course, he's vandalism, but in the scheme of things, I'm more worried about things that actually put people in danger.
I get that, and I agree with you. But what I'm trying to say is the minute you start to do criminal damage to things, you've lost your argument. You need to educate and do it from within. And if it means
I think there's just...
signing so be it.
I think the problem is, and the reason why you've got this... No, I understand what you're saying. But I think what the protesters are going to be saying, though, is they, you know, taking your time and working from the inside and becoming a lawyer and so on is all very well, but it hasn't actually changed what we're talking about there in Bristol, for example. That people have waited and waited and waited.
What I've been hearing, and this has been really difficult for me, because as I said before, I've worked with Holocaust when it was black,
set aside £5 billion of working capital funding for our customers and have already lent over £3 billion to businesses like yours. So if you bank with NatWest and COVID-19 has affected your business, remember, every one of us is here to support you. Search NatWest Business Coronavirus.
Figures for RBS Group. Security may be required. Over 18s only. Subject to status. Business use only.
TfL has a plan to help London reopen. You can do your bit by working from home if you can. Avoid public transport and walk or cycle to work or school wherever possible. We're increasing the number of buses, trains and tubes we run, but they may still be busy during peak hours. If you must use public transport, avoid early mornings between 5:45 and 8:15 and evenings between 4 and 5:30. This will help those who must travel at this time to do so safely. Search TfL Restart Plan. To the Mayor of London and TfL, every journey matters.
If you're living with cancer, you haven't just got cancer. You've got questions. Questions about your treatment, questions about side effects, questions about the effects on the people you love. And that's why Macmillan has a support line. If you've got a question about cancer, any question at all, we're here to help. 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Search Macmillan Support Line.
Macmillan Cancer Support. Whatever cancer throws your way, we're right there with you.
Clive Ball on LBC.
LBC, I'm Clive Ball, and we're continuing our coverage of the Black Lives Matter protests, which are continuing in London, in central London. We get the latest now from Rachel Venables, LBC's correspondent. Whereabouts are you, Rachel?
Good evening. I'm stood just outside the gates of Downing Street. I'm sort of to the left of the main bulk of protesters who are still here like they were yesterday. And the crowd really has, in the past hour or so, started to turn quite angry. You might be able to hear the tone of the shouting and the chanting. Some real fury's been directed at the police officers. And actually, there were some really ugly scenes in the past just few minutes, actually, where more officers came out of Downing Street to take over. That's another bottle
legitimate concerns that people have following the tragic events in America. But those concerns are being hijacked by people who are hell-bent on violence and causing mayhem, and they have come out, and we've seen it, and they're not protesting, they're just intent on causing harm to my colleagues. I mean, some of the things we saw yesterday in London was horrific, and I don't know whether you saw, Clive, but when my colleague fell from a horse, and as we now know, has received some serious injuries. Some members of the crowd were laughing, they were cheering. Even some commentators, some apparently sensible professional commentators, were making a joke of it. I mean, this is a disgrace, it really is. And some of those individuals, you know, I mean, I'm sure they've got no morals anyway, but I hope they take a long, hard look at themselves, because this isn't how to remember somebody who's died in the most horrific of ways over in America. It's not the way to get your message across that you feel that racism in this country and elsewhere needs to be tackled head on. You know, this is being hijacked, and shame on them for doing it. But my colleagues will stand firm, and they'll do their absolute best to make sure that people can legitimately protest, even though this protest should never have gone ahead because of the pandemic. But we're not in a great situation for all sorts of reasons.
Is it made all the worse as well, though, that the fact that the police are having to police this demonstration, but for some of those protesters, the police are part of the problem. They're demonstrating against the very police who are policing the demonstration.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I've been a police officer for 27 years. I'm proud to be a police officer. I've been involved in some very difficult situations, you know, full-on public order situations, and people get incredibly passionate about what they are trying to protest about. And I'm not going to say that things are perfect in this country, but I don't think it's only policing. I think it's a lot broader. It's a societal issue. But what does frustrate me, Clive, is that we are compared, especially to America, our policing style. I'm not talking about society in general, our policing style. Nothing could be different. And whilst many people will disagree with this statement, you know, we have the best police service in the world, the most restrained. I accept some people will fundamentally disagree with me on this, but our style of policing is we police by consent. And of course, we don't always get it right. But some of the links that are being made, some of the references that are being made to our style of policing and that of America are fundamentally wrong. But yes, some people just have a real dislike. I'll choose my words carefully. A real dislike of policing. But you know, 27 years ago, Clive, when I was joined as a police officer, where it wasn't necessarily about racism, it was about other things. Some people just fundamentally don't like the rule of law, and police officers are seen as the guardians of that.
Sure,
so
but some of them base that on bad experiences that they've had.
Absolutely. And you know, I've spoken, and this is what we need to do as a society. And the genuine protesters out there who've got a legitimate concern, they need to have their voice heard, and we need to listen. We do, but we can't listen in the midst of such violent and outrageous actions towards my colleagues and wider society, because the message will be lost, and that's not in anybody's interest.
What do you think about the way you police these events? Sometimes the police can kind of hold out a hand and try and show support. We've seen some police officers actually taking a knee. What do you think about that?
It's really difficult because this current situation is incredibly sensitive, and my colleagues will be aware of that, and that's why we've seen, although this is ultimately an unlawful protest, the police commanders and the bosses, whether it's in London or elsewhere around the country, they have been understanding and flexible to the needs of the protesters, and there will be a softer approach. Now, you know, we are damned if we do and damned if we don't, because we are being criticised for being too soft in these demonstrations, And as your reporter said earlier, there will come a point where, enough is enough. Police officers have to move in, they have to move people along because the violence is getting too much. And police officers, we're human beings, Clive. We might have a uniform and, we're upholding the rule of law and without fear or favour, so we don't get involved in politics or so on. But there will be many, many police officers, myself included, who have real sympathy with the core message. But we can't get involved in that whilst we're policing what is in effect a demonstration, and that's why it's so important that we hear what these legitimate concerns are, and more importantly, we don't ignore them. As a society, we do something about it.
What do you think about this statue being pulled down in Bristol and dumped in the river?
Yeah, well, I only heard about that quite recently, and I'll be honest, Clive, I don't know the background of the statue, although I understand that's caused a lot of controversy. Look, I'm a police officer. The rule of law is really important. If the citizens of Bristol do not believe, for whatever reason, that a statue should be in place, then they should go through the democratic process. They shouldn't take the law into their own hands and rip it down, because that's lawlessness. Is that the sort of society we want? It's not the sort of society I want to bring my kids up in. So whilst they might have concerns, the way that they've dealt with it, they've committed a criminal act. No matter how sympathetic some may be to that cause, but ripping down a statue and dumping it in the river is not the way to behave.
Thank you very much, John Apter, joining us there, the National Chairman of the Police Federation of England and Wales. Back to your calls in a moment. 0345 6060 973. I'm Clive Bull. This is LBC 645.
New to LBC, call Kia. Leader of the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer, joins LBC to take your calls.
What I always get from this is a real sense of what matters to people, telling me what they think, frank and blunt with me, and to hear what their real concerns are.
Sir Keir Starmer, call Kia with Nick Ferrari at breakfast. Starts tomorrow morning from 9, only on LBC.
Many of us now order groceries online, but there are still times when you need to pop into a local shop. So to help protect yourself and others, remember that Visa Contactless is now conveniently touch-free for amounts up to £45, and it's just as secure as chip and pin. To find out more, search Visa. How you pay matters.
This is the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you catch that? The sound of footsteps as a soldier fills the boots they never thought they'd fill. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made. Recruiting now underway to search army jobs.
Oh, I hate buying online when there's no one to talk to.
That's why at hainesford.co.uk, buying your next Ford car or commercial vehicle is easier than ever. Simply select the Ford that's right for you. Value your part exchange and arrange finance. All at hainesford.co.uk, where you can chat with or call our Ford experts. We'll even deliver to your door. hainesford.co.uk. Always driving value. If you're suffering from a cardiac condition or worried about your heart, you have enough on your mind without having to wait to see a specialist. At One Heart Clinic, we can help you straight away. Looking after our patients even throughout lockdown, One Heart Clinic provides comprehensive cardiac care on Harley Street in London. Our award-winning doctors can offer consultations and tests at a time of your convenience. Get to the heart of the matter. Visit oneheartclinic.com.
This is LBC with Clive Bull.
This is LBC. I'm Clive Bull, with you till 10 this evening, and we're talking at the moment about the protests in London and the pulling down of the statue in Bristol. Let's go to Kanisha in Ilford. Hello, Kanisha.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
What would you like to say?
First time caller, long time listener, and very
Well
nervous,
done.
so bear with me.
Sounding good so far.
Right, the statue.
Yep.
I will hold my hands up.